Good morning, student. Today we are going to study about our fifth lesson, the foundation of the Swaraj. In the first half of the 17th century, an epoch-making personality emerged in Maharashtra. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj established Swaraj by challenging the unjust ruling power here. Shivaji Maharaj was born at the Shivneri Fort near Junner in Pune district. On the day of Falgun Vidya Tirtha in the Shakya year 1551, that is on 19 February 1630. In this chapter, we will study how the founded Swaraj. First, Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje, the father of Shivaji Maharaj, was a preeminent Sardar in the Deccan. The Mughal had launched a campaign to conquer the Nizam Shah's kingdom. The Adil Shah of Bijapur allied with the Mughal in this campaign. Shivaji Maharaj did not wish the Mughals to get an entry into the south, so tried to save Nizam Shah by offering stiff resistance to the Mughals. But he could not withstand the combined might of the Mughals and the Adil Shah. The Nizam Shah was defeated and come to an end in 1636. After the Nizam Shah was wiped out, Shahaji Raje became a Sardar of the Adil Shah of Bijapur. He resigned comparison Pune Supe, Indapur and Chakan Pargana. Located between the Bhima and Nira river, was based in Shahaji Raje as a Jagir. This was continued by the Adil Shah, and he also granted the Jagir of Bengaluru and the neighboring area in Karnataka to Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje was violent, courageous, intelligent and a great political expert. He was an excellent archer. He was also an expert in using the sword, patta and spear. He loved his subjects. He had won many regions in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. South India was in away of him. While Shahaji Raje and Jijabai were at Bengaluru, he had arranged for providing excellent education to Shivaji Maharaj, so as to enable him to become a king. He himself aspired to establish Swaraj by ousting the power of foreign people. That is why he is known as the Swaraj visionary. He sent Shivaji and Jijabai from Bengaluru to Pune with loyal and competent associates. Next one, Veermata Jijabai. Jijabai was the daughter of great Sardar Lokajirao Jadhav of Sindhkhed Raja in Buldana district. At a young age, he had received military training as well as education in various subjects. She helped and encouraged Shahaji Maharaj to realize his dream of establishing Swaraj. She was a competent and visionary political expert. She constantly guided Shivaji in the mission of establishing Swaraj. At the time, she undertook the task of giving verdicts and resolving the problems of people. She was very particular about giving excellent education to Shivaji. She instilled in him values like modesty, truthfulness, autonomy, vigilance, and courage and fearlessness. She saw that he was trained in uses of weapons and inspired in him the will to win and the dream of Swaraj. Then Shivaji's companions and associates. Shivaji Maharaj started the work of founding the Swaraj in Mawal region. The Mawal terrain is full of hills and valleys and is not easily accessible to Shivaji Raje. Made use of this geographical feature of Mawal very skillfully. For the purpose of foundation of the Swaraj, he created a feeling of trust and affection in the minds of people. Many companions of associates joined him by his work of founding the Swaraj. Among them were Esaji Kank, Bhaji Pasalkar, Bapuji Muddal, Narekar Deshpande brothers, Kauji Kandolkar, Jiva Mahala, Tanaji Malusare, Kanoji Zede, Bhaji Prabhu Deshpande, and Dadoji Prabhu Deshpande. On the strength of this associate, Shivaji Maharaj undertook the cause of Swaraj. Now, royal seals. The objective of Shivaji Maharaj of establishing Swaraj is clearly expressed in his royal seal. The following Sanskrit lines are inscribed on this royal seal. Prati Chandra Lekeve Vardishnu Vishwandita Shahasuno Shivashwasa Mudra Bhadraya Rajati. It means the shell will grow in the splendor like the new moon. This seal of Shivaji, the son of Shahaji, receiving homage from the whole world, donate the welfare of the people. The meaning of this inscription on the seal is important from many angles. Through this inscription, Maharaj was expressed his gratitude towards his father, his confidence that Swaraj was expanded continuously, his own experience of his respect that the seal, that is Swaraj, commended from all, his commitment to the welfare of the subject, and the certain of ruling over his land independently. This short inscription covered the entire concept of Swaraj. Now, toward the establishment of Swaraj, the force situated within the Jagir of Shivaji Maharaj were not under his control, but were under the control of Adil Shah. In those days, forts were of special significance. With a hold over a fort, it was possible to control the surrounding area. If one had forts, one ruled the land. Therefore, Shivaji Maharaj decided to acquire the forts that were within his own Jagir. Such an attempt to capture the forts amounted to challenging the Adil Shah's power. He captured the forts of Torna, Murumdev, Kundana and Purandar and laid the foundation of Swaraj. He repaired the fort Murumdev and renamed it Rajgarh. Rajgarh was the first capital of Swaraj. There were the Mores of Javli, Ghorpade of Mudhol, Sawant of Sawantwadi, and other Sardars in the Adil Shahi. They were opposed to the cause of founding the Swaraj. It was necessary to bring them and other linked Sardars under control for this purpose of founding the Swaraj. The capture of Javli. Chandramur of Javli in Satara district was a powerful Sardar in the Adil Shahi. He opposed the founding of Swaraj. Shivaji Maharaj attacked Javli and captured the region in 1636. He established the pass there, then he also captured Raigad. He attained a huge amount of wealth from Javli. After the victory, his activity in Konkan increases. He built the Pratapgarh fort in the Javli valley in this way. The conquest of Javli increased his strength in all respects. After this, Shivaji Maharaj captured Kalyan and Bhiwandi on the Konkan coast. There he came into contact with the Siddhi, Portuguese and British power on the western coast. Shivaji Maharaj realized that in order to fight those powers, it was necessary to have a strong naval force. Therefore, he concentrated on building a navy. Now, defeat on Afzal Khan. Shivaji Maharaj started capturing the forts in the Jagir and the surrounding area in the Adil Shah's territory. He had crushed the opposition of the Mores of Javli. The work of founding the Swaraj had gathered momentum on the Konkan coast. All these matters were a challenge to our Adil Shahi. At that time, the Badi Sahiba was looking after the administration of the Adil Shahi. She sent Afzal Khan, a powerful and experienced Adil Shahi general, to curb Shivaji Maharaj. Now, Afzal Khan came from Bijapur to Vai. He knew the Vai region well. A meeting of Shivaji Maharaj and Afzal Khan took place on 10th November 1659 at the foot of Pratapgarh near Vai. At the meeting, Afzal Khan attempted territory relations. Shivaji Maharaj killed Afzal Khan. He routed the Adil Shah's army. Shivaji Maharaj paid compensation to the soldiers who were wounded in the battle. He rewarded those who had fought well. Those soldiers and 4 officers of the Afzal Khan's army were fell into the hands of Shivaji Maharaj's army, were given a good treatment. The expedition of Jiddi Johar. After the annihilation of Afzal Khan, Shivaji Maharaj captured the Adil Shah's forts of Panhala, Vishalgarh, Vasantgarh and Nelna. He renamed Nelna as a Vishalgarh. Shivaji Maharaj had posted a big challenge before the Adil Shahi. Therefore, the Adil Shahi sent Siddhi Johar, the Sardar of the Kurnool region, against Shivaji Maharaj in 1663. The Adil Shah gave Siddhi in the title Salbat Khan, Rustum-e-Jaman. Baji Ghorpade and Afzal Khan's son Fazal Khan were also there in the help of Siddhi Johar. In these circumstances, Shivaji Maharaj took shelter in the Panhala fort. Siddhi's soldier led siege to the fort for about 5 months. Shivaji Maharaj found himself trapped inside the fort. Netaji Palkar tried to raise the siege by attacking Siddhi's army from outside. but couldn't succeed in it, as his forces were mixed. Siddhi shows no sign on relenting, so Shivaji Maharaj opened talk with him. This led the sharpness in the siege around Nalgarh. Shivaji Maharaj took advantage of this situation. On this occasion, Shiva Kashid, a brave youth, came forward. He resembled Shivaji Maharaj in looks. He dressed up like Shivaji Maharaj and sat in a planquette. The planquette led by the Raj Dindi gate. It was captured by Siddhi's army. It was a difficult situation. Shiva Kashid sacrificed himself on this occasion for Swaraj. In the meanwhile, Shivaji Maharaj left the fort using another difficult routes. He was accompanied by Baji Prabhu Deshpande, Bandal Deshmukh and some chosen soldiers. Siddhi came to know that Shivaji Maharaj had escaped the siege from Panalgarh and proceeded to Vishalgarh. His army pursued Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj entrusted the responsibility stopping Siddhi's army at the foot of Vishalgarh to Baji Prabhu Deshpande. Baji Prabhu Deshpande checked Siddhi's army at the Ghodh Pass near Gazapur. He fought with the greatness valor. Baji Prabhu died a hero's death in this battle. Because of Baji Prabhu's army and Siddhi's army at bay, Shivaji Maharaj could proceed to Vishalgarh. While going to Vishalgarh, Maharaj also crushed the opposition of the Adil Shah Sardar, Dalyu of Palwan and Sowan of Srigarpur. Maharaj reached Vishalgarh safely. While Shivaji Maharaj was trapped at Panala, Aurangzeb, who had ascended the throne of Delhi, had sent Shaista Khan, a Mughal Sardar in Deccan. He had invaded the Pune province. The conflict with Adil Shah continued even as the Mughals' army invaded in Swaraj. Maharaj realized that it would not be prudent to fight two enemies at the one and the same time. Therefore, after reaching Vishalgarh safely, he entered into a treaty with the Adil Shah. As per the treaty, he returned the fort of Panala to the Adil Shah.